Today, we're going to talk about how to connect your students to ClassDojo. Once they're connected, your students can customize their monsters, upload materials to their portfolio, or interact with your class story. We'll begin on your class's homepage. To connect your students, start by clicking the Student Login tab. There are several ways for students to log in from your classroom and from home. We'll explore the classroom login options first. On this page, you'll select how you'd like your students to log in. If your students have devices with a camera, maybe you have a set of iPads for your class, for example, I recommend the QR code login. For this login method, you'll print several QR posters to hang in your classroom. Your students will visit the ClassDojo app or dojo.me on their device. Then they'll select the QR code option. The student will scan the QR code poster with their device's camera and then select their name from the class roster. Voila! Good to go. Pro tip: with this sign-in method, your students will need to scan the QR code again each time they want to log into their account. To return to your login options, click Change Sign-in Method. If your students' shared devices do not have cameras to scan a QR code, or if your classroom is one-to-one where each student has their own device, I recommend the text code option to sign in. Like the QR code login, the students will first visit dojo.me or launch their ClassDojo app. From here, the student will type in this unique 6-digit code to connect to your class, where they'll select their name from the roster just like before. We recommend the text code login for one-to-one classes because after their initial sign-in, students won't need a code again unless they log out of their account. For classes with shared devices using this option, it's important to note that this code will change every 48 hours, so you'll need to share each updated code with your students. From here, I'll select Change Sign-in Method to share the final classroom login option with you. If your district provides all of your students with Google accounts, you can use the Sign In with Google option. The students will access dojo.me on their devices and then select the Sign In with Google option. Students will log in with their Google account and verify their connection by entering your class's 6-digit code. Like the text code sign-in, your students won't need the code again unless they sign out of their account. Remember, you can always click Change Sign-in Method to find a different way to connect students with your class. But for now, I'll click the X to share how you can provide families with instructions to connect students at home. This time, I'll click At Home Login. Your students might log in at home to complete portfolio activities on a snow day or to stay connected while homebound. If your students' families are already connected to ClassDojo, you can click Send to Parents. This will send parents a ClassDojo message with directions to connect the student from home. The message to families will provide the students with 3 different ways they can log in from home. You can also send printouts home with directions on how the students can log in. For this sign-in method, I'll click Get Printouts. The printouts are unique to each student, and they provide the parents with 2 methods for signing in the student from home. They can either scan the printed QR code, or they can log in through their parents' account. Connecting your students to ClassDojo deepens their involvement in your class's learning community and helps them find their own unique voice. Plus, let's be honest, customizing a monster is just plain fun. It's better when we're all together, so get your class connected today.